everyone. We're excited to have you here for the next episode in our Canvas PD series that we've been doing this year. We want to make sure you have access to all of our slides and all of our videos, so you can just get this bit.ly address on the bottom right hand of the screen where the C and L do need to be capitalized because they are case sensitive. And you're going to want to have access because we have gathered a ton of resources and recorded a whole lot of tutorials this year. My name is Carrie Kunert, and I'm joined by Chris Giles and Nicole Carter, and we're going to be doing another episode, and all of them are linked here for you. So this is our table of contents, and we're actually all the way over on level 3 of our Canvas agreements, and we are all the way down on a whole series that we're doing for LTI tools. So different ways that different tools can integrate within Canvas. And we are on the Cami episode. So we are all the way down here on the bottom right, and that links you right to our slide for today. So we're going to be talking about Cami. We're going to be showing it to you as a teacher and as a student, and how it interacts within Canvas. Now, we're not going to be showing you all the details of exactly how Cami works. There are other places that you can go. We have some links at the bottom there for you, so you can find out some more information if you want to know details about Cami. Today's episode is how Cami works within Canvas. But Cami is a tool that our district has paid for. And what it essentially does is it's an annotation tool. So it takes something that's kind of a static document and it makes it so that you're able to interact with it more. So we're going to be taking a look at that tool a little bit today. And currently it is only for secondary within the Beaverton School District. So grades 6 through 12, you are currently using Cami. And I do know some elementary schools have loved it so much that their principal has gone ahead, or their PTO or whatever has gone ahead and paid for it. So we're going to go ahead and show you how Cami works with Canvas.
This is not about replicating the same old worksheet. Like, students have a poem and you want them to annotate. So definitely think big with Cami. So as far as Cami, I always do the same thing. This is a Canvas assignment, so I can have a due date and I can put it on student's calendar and I can have instructions, but the task in this case is Cami, or yesterday the task was a different tool. So that's kind of how I say things. So as far as the assignment itself, we created one called Cami and Freedom Writers. And so this is what the assignment looks like. I already put in the Cami PDF, and I keep saying the Cami, I should say I put in a PDF. We're using Cami. So I'm going to click on edit. And much like any assignment we've created in Canvas, you can always have your instructions. But the difference between this tool and other tools is it's not up here in this toolbox. We have to scroll down to where it says submission type, and you want to make sure you choose external tool. Go ahead and click on find, and then it's in alphabetical order. So scroll down to where it says Cami assignments. And then just like some of our other tools like Adobe or even WeVideo, it'll open up. Well, in this case, it's saying, where's your file? So mine happens to be on Google Drive. And what's great about this is you could just click PDF. So will this work with Google Docs? No, it has to be a PDF. It can't be a live Google document. But I can go ahead and choose PDF, so it'll show up everything I've done before or recently select it. And in this case, that was at Freedom Writers for Cami assignment. I'm not going to choose it because we've already done so. But when you do go ahead and hit select, it's going to ask you to choose your tool. Then go ahead and hit select. And I'm going to hit cancel because I've already done it. And I'll hit save and publish. And then what a student sees and what a teacher sees is the same thing. This is Cami physically embedded or iframed in the Canvas window. You can click the little hamburger stack on the left to make your window larger if you want to. But they are going to have to work in this space, meaning they're going to have to scroll up and down inside of this PDF that they have. So there is two ways of basically putting in a tool into Canvas. When it comes to your external tool, I'll click on edit again. You can come down here where, choose external tool, but right here it says open this in a new tab. So you can click open in a new tab or unclick if you want to. And the difference between this is simply, this is what it's going to look like now. So open in a new tab, you're like, hey, wait a second, it's no longer embedded in Canvas, which is true. A student would have to click on this big box, and that's going to open up the same assignment in Cami. The same functionality exists. Matter of fact, the same submit will actually exist as well for students. So it really depends. If it's a big PDF that you might want your students to scroll up and down, I might say open in a new tab. If it's something short and sweet, I think it's okay to leave it in that window when you do go ahead and save it.
Okay, from a student's perspective, the way that Chris just kind of explained both different versions, when we were kind of playing around with it, I realized that I had my own experience with it, and that's kind of why we're showing you both of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you first the one that has the external tool right in there. And I guess my whole thought process with this is that like I feel limited. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not sure that I'm missing anything. I know that everything is over here, but even I have like a bigger screen and I still, I'm having to scroll and it doesn't feel as good. Whereas when I go into the assignment that does open it up into a new tab, that feels a little bit less restrictive to me. So I'm going to go into that because we created the assignment in two different ways. So I just want to show you that for me personally. And so that might be something to like ask your students, do one assignment one way and another assignment in the new tab option, and ask them what they prefer. Because there definitely is a lot of research out there that talks about, too many clicks can be, a barrier for students. But personally for me, I liked having a larger screen to maneuver and to actually do the activity. So once I open it up, again, we're not going to show you everything here, but the instructions told me to draw. So here's an option for students to be able to use their stylus. I used a straight line tool to connect the dots of things. I was able to text down below. Another really awesome option is that it allows you to also add in comments onto the PDF, record audio onto the PDF, and even video and screen capture. So you could actually, again, kind of like wanting to emphasize that this isn't just a replacement of a worksheet, that in your directions, you really could take this to the next level. Like maybe you want them to screen capture and to verbalize as they were drawing out with their stylus the movement of the Freedom Riders. Maybe they're doing that while they're screen capturing and drawing it out and just explaining. I know they started in DC and they came down to South Carolina. And even though Birmingham is not on the map, it's kind of right here. And I know they went to Birmingham before they went to Nashville, and then they circled back to Birmingham. Like having them kind of walk through that while screencasting, I think would be really, really amazing. And again, just a different variation and not just a simple worksheet. But once I'm finished, I just have to kind of come up here. So once I'm finished, the students just have to look for that submit button. And then once they hit submit, it does save to the Google Drive. So I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to go into my Google Drive and show you that it does create a Kami folder, but it submits back to that assignment for the students. They're done and they can unsubmit, change it, resubmit it again. But when I go into my Google Drive, if I do a quick search for Kami, I now will have a folder for every course from Canvas created for me as soon as I hit submit. So anything that I've created using Kami for this particular course will be in that folder. So it's already nicely organized for students, which is pretty cool. So again, kind of coming back to some of our information here, I think that it's really an interesting idea to have a conversation with your students. What do they prefer? Do they prefer that embed external tool, or do they prefer you to check that box for opening into a new tab? Their experience on their tiny little Chromebook could very well tell you we need it in a new tab, or no, I don't like it because then I forget, or whatever. Just have that conversation. Personally, I liked opening it into a new tab. All right, so I'm going to send it back here to Chris.
And again, one of the real beauties to these tools is not only can my students do awesome stuff, Kami, Adobe, you name it, but their other real beauty is I can go ahead and click on SpeedGrader as a classroom teacher, and then I can see that my students done the work and then submitted it. And I can even see that Nicole has submitted an earlier version, and then I can even see that she submitted a later version. And then again, I can go ahead and look at this. This is the PDF. This is Kami. Still, I can still actually use the tools in SpeedGrader to respond on the original submission, or I can just say this is now completed, and I'll go ahead and add my comments in the file or in the space for the assignment. So the great thing is, again, full integration, and we're talking about integration that comes into SpeedGrader. I can use the feedback. That value can be pushed back to the gradebook. I have evidence, archive learning for the student. What an amazing tool. So.
And I will just say in our slide deck, right there where it says more information on how to use Kami, and then the second bullet that says Kami educator training, I would highly recommend spending a little bit of time and going through that Kami educator training. The third section, I think, actually has use cases for all different subject areas and just really gives you a good idea of how to use this tool, which again is not what today's message is all about. It's all about how Kami works within Canvas. But if you are curious to all of the potential amazing things that Kami can do for you, I think that that is a great place to go. Most of the videos are only 3 to 5 minutes in length, so you can watch one, then go do other things, come back, watch another, and really brush up on what this tool can do for you. All right, thanks for joining.